Going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of In My Opinion. It's your boy King Vance. If you didn't know, now you do. So, this video I want to talk about the Gucci Man versus Jeezy battle. Not the song for song, but just the aftermath of it. The conversations that's being held, the different things that everybody is saying, the opinions that everybody have, and some of the takes I'm looking at and reading and responding to on social media is just it's not it. It's almost like everybody missed the point. And I'm just gonna break down like some of the things that that I've seen that I was reading. One of the main things was everybody was calling Gucci Man immature. That Jeezy was the bigger man. He was the mature one. He was the one promoting pretty much peace, taking the bigger route. Whatever. So it kind of put me in the situation to where I'm reading the stuff and I'm commenting on some of these things and I'm just like, yo, for one, it was just entertainment. And I'm gonna get into that part of it later, but let me address that part of Gucci being the immature one. Gucci was not immature, man. Look, y'all can say what y'all want because everybody got their own opinion, like I got mine. But check this out: how many of y'all have friends and family members that y'all holding grudges against over something stupid or something small? Take a minute to really think about that. You ain't talking to a friend that you know for how long? You ain't talking to a family member that you was close with. Some of y'all even then fell out with your mothers, your fathers, siblings over something stupid, right? Take a second, just sit in there for a minute. Y'all expect this man to be willing to be immature and play and take the bigger route when the man standing across from him or sitting across from him put a bounty on his chain, which in turn almost cost that man his life to the point where he had to take somebody's life to get out of the situation that he was in. Somebody put money on you. I don't care if it was on your head, if it was on your material things. If somebody put money on you to where it had people come after you to get what you have, people would do anything to get it. So a lot of y'all, I'm seeing a lot of y'all talking, well, the money wasn't on his head, it was on his jewelry. Some niggas is dying behind their jewelry, fam. Some niggas is dying behind that. And some niggas gotta die behind that. And that's exactly what it did. That's exactly what happened. He had to kill somebody in order to get them off his ass about his jewelry because of what that man put in a song. Now, I don't know about y'all, but a nigga put money on my head or on my jewelry or anything that's gonna make somebody come after me, I might not be able to do what Gucci did, which was able to even be in the same room with that person without something happening. I don't know. I can't do that. A lot of y'all have not been in real situations like that to where you can understand where Gucci is coming from, right? So with that being said, I've been in some close calls. So never with somebody that I was once cool with and then not cool with, but people that I've had those type of situations with. Listen, you would never be able to get me in the same room with them, period. I don't even know what some of them are at because, as I stated before in my videos, I am originally from Chicago, but I lived in Houston for the past 9 years. So I don't even know what those people are today. I really don't care to know. I don't care. But as far as Gucci and Jeezy, man, y'all just got to understand the history. And for them, the people who do understand the history, to still say that Jeezy took the bigger role as far as being a bigger person. It's easy to be the bigger person when you the one who put the hit out on somebody. It's easy to be the one to go, oh man, come on man, let's just forget about it. Yeah, you're not the one that had niggas running in your house or whatever house you was in trying to get you and get your jewelry. People want to talk about PTSD, something that PTSD. I'm sorry. People talk about the people that be in the military, right? and how they come home and they experience certain things, and they can't get the images out their mind, the sounds, the smells, the things that they see and they do on a regular everyday basis. Can you imagine being laid up in your house and then somebody break in and take that piece from you? It's not that easy, man. It's not that easy. Your sense of security is gone. You now in a paranoid state. Like you paranoid. You in that state of mind for a long time, and it's hard to come out of that. So for y'all to sit there and want to act like this man is wrong for doing what he did, or for not wanting to forgive Jeezy, y'all not looking at that right. And I know some of y'all was, well, if he wasn't ready to forgive him, he shouldn't have did it. Now, to jump to that, it could be two reasons why he did it. And I've been saying this before it even happened. I was going back and forth with one of my best friends of almost 10 plus years, maybe 15 plus years type, friend that I've known since, man, I've known this man since, was it seventh grade, I want to say. Seventh grade. And we, 31, 32 years old now. So, known him for a while, man. But I was telling him, I said, the only way he do this is if he got paid. And I believe they got paid. So as far as doing it, for the money, it was also for the culture. Let's not act like we all didn't want this to happen. Everybody wanted this to happen. And the main reason why we all wanted this to happen is because of what? Because of the beef. If they never beefed in the first place, Jeezy and T.I. would have been perfect. People wouldn't have had no problem with that. Friendly competition, you know, of trap music. And people probably still would have wanted Gucci. We don't know how it would have played out if they never beefed in the first place. But T.I. and Jeezy really technically wasn't a bad matchup. It's just the fact that with Gucci hanging around and, the history between them, everybody wants to see them two battle it out. As one of the battle, as one of those are the names that people was throwing out from the beginning. So now that we have that, people looking at it and they like, oh well, if he felt that way, he shouldn't been in the room. So he did it for the money, and he could have did it for the culture, which is us. He could have did it for us, for the fans, just to say, you know what, I'll go ahead and do that. Let me knock that out. Which also opens the door for them to be cordial. They ain't got to be best friends. They ain't got to do no music. They ain't got to do nothing but to be cordial. No more disses. When they see each other out in public, it's all love. A little dap up, go their own separate way. Now, what I got from the battle, which seems to be going over people's heads, is Gucci was keeping the tension up for entertainment purposes. And like I literally had just told one of the homies that I'm talking to on Facebook at the moment, was I wish him and Jeezy could have had that talk, beforehand. And maybe Gucci's mind was different. Maybe he just wanted to get that stuff off in front of him on some let's keep this same type of energy type thing. You know what I mean? Like, let me keep the energy the same. I don't want to fold up now that he in front of me. I want to keep it going type stuff. Who knows? He might have changed his mind during the battle. But for me, what it looked like is he just wanted to keep the tension high because he knew everybody was looking, everybody was watching, everybody was going to want to hear it. He played along with the jokes on social media when everybody was talking about, man, what Jeezy gonna do if he play the truth? You got to fight after that. Like he was playing on that. Like, all right, people wanna see me do this. And I think if he'd have went to Jeezy and like, yo, for the first 2-3 records, let's play the diss songs. You know what I'm saying? Let's make it interesting. And I think Jeezy would have been, as long as the end conclusion was the same result of them doing the song, doing the So Icy record together, Gucci bigging them up at the end and then promoting, everybody come out to the club where both of them was going to be to celebrate. That would have been dope. But I don't think he told Jeezy ahead of time, like, yo, this is my plan, just to keep the, just to keep the viewers, entertained. So he might have went in there with the intention of, nah, I'm finna get my shit off, and did what he did. I don't know. But to me, it's all entertainment because at the end, like I said, he bigged Jeezy up, told him like, hey man, look, it was no disrespect, bro, and I appreciate you extending that olive branch. Nobody's talking about the fact that he appreciated Jeezy reaching out to him and thanked the man for reaching out to him and told him none of this was in disrespect. That tells you that it was all for entertainment. Y'all arguing about something that is clearly just that was not it. I think he just didn't let Jeezy know what his game plan was. Maybe it would have came off more authentic if Jeezy didn't know. Maybe that's what he was thinking. Well, if I don't tell him I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that, maybe maybe he'll do this, maybe he'll do that. I get a real reaction out of him, which he got a real reaction out of him. It just wasn't the one he thought he was looking for. Jeezy was pretty much telling him, to grow up, this, that, and the third. But if Gucci still felt some kind of way, you can't tell a man to grow up when you the one who caused the whole beef to happen. And then it happened over a song, bro, because he wouldn't let you use a song for your first album, which was a classic, by the way. And honestly, when I first heard So Icy, I didn't even like it. I thought the song was trash, like trash. Honestly, trash. Like it actually took me a few years to even like Gucci. The first song I heard from Jeezy after that was I think it was Trap or Die, featuring Bun B. I think that was the first record I heard from Jeezy outside of So Icy. And then the first song that I heard from Gucci, because after that So Icy, I didn't care about neither one of them. I was like, oh, bro, these fools is trash. Like, they garbage. Like, I didn't see it. I think for Gucci, it was, I Think I Love Her. Yeah, I Think I Love Her. Like I said, it took a few years for me to actually listen to the dude. I was going to a coworker's party at the time. I was working at UPS, and I was going to a coworker's party, and I was riding with my boy and his girl. I think his girl was giving us a ride to the party, whatever. And the song came on. I think we stopped at the gas station, and the song came on. And I don't think she had like no sounds or nothing in her car, but when I tell you that beat came on, the way it was hitting, I was just like, yo, I've been sleeping on Gucci hard. Like, if this is what his other music sound like outside of So Icy, I need to go back. So I've been playing both of them since. Like, ever since I heard Trap or Die, I went back and listened to a couple of songs that came out before or whatnot. Even with Gucci, went back, started listening to songs, some of the songs he had that came out before that, like long before that, because like I said, I was years behind on Gucci. So I'm familiar with both of their catalogs. So I'm coming in with, it ain't gonna be what everybody think. Everybody thought Jeezy was just gonna, you know, wipe him out, just basically 20-0 him, type stuff. And I'm just like, and that's another misconception about the battle itself. On my opinion, was people thought that I had Gucci winning, and honestly, my first listen, I had Gucci. I think I had Jeezy winning by like about 3 rounds, I think. But I went back and listened to it again. I'm just like, and then listening to the playlist of the records that Title makes after every battle. They make the Title make a playlist of the battles. And I went back and listened to that, and I'm just like, nah, Gucci won. I'm sorry, Gucci won. Gucci won that. I'm sorry. There was a lot of records that kind of, I want to say, some people were saying canceled each other out, but I don't do the whole ties and cancel out. When it comes to records like that people feel like is a tie, I look at it like, all right, which one hit hard for me? Because like I say, these battles are just people's personal preference. I'm not mad at anybody who thought Jeezy was just gonna straight whoop him. I ain't mad at nobody who thought Gucci was gonna straight whoop him. My whole thing was, if you were a bigger fan of one, of course you're gonna say this guy's gonna win. That's how it goes. I'm an equal fan of both. So both of their records hit hard for me, period. I don't care what song came on. Now, some songs I'd be like, ooh, Jeezy got him on that one. I'd be like, oh, okay, Gucci got him on that song. But it's all opinion based. It's all biasness, really. Like I said, you had people who took Jeezy's side. When the whole beef started, you had people who took Jeezy's side. You had people who took Gucci's side. And they've been rocking with that one person since. So whoever you've been rocking with, that's who you had winning, period. The only people who really can, give their honest opinion of who won is people like me who was fans of both still doing the whole thing. Like you're familiar with their catalog. You can hear Gucci record and be like, boy, I remember when that came out, boy, that was like, man, niggas was on some shit. And the same thing with Jeezy. But Jeezy was the bigger artist because he was signed to two major labels. Boy had a Bad Boy deal and a Def Jam deal. I don't think Gucci ever been signed to a major label that I can remember. I think he always been on that independent route. So, and was still making major label moves. So you had people that, some people that I'm cool with that was younger than that's younger than me. And they had, Jeezy. And I'm not saying that they was wrong for having Jeezy. I'm not telling nobody they wrong for having anybody. I just feel like you're not giving the other artists a fair shake if you're not familiar with their music. It's easy to say a certain artist will just wipe out another artist if you're not familiar with their music. And with these battles, I'm seeing that it's not always about the hits no more. Because with Gucci and Jeezy, it technically wasn't about the hits. Now you have some people saying, Jeezy got way more hits to him than about the Bam, and I think he do got more actual hit records than Jeezy. Than Gucci. But with these two, I don't think it was about hit records. It was about the trap music, the shit that we grew up listening to and liked from them. Had nothing to do with who had the bigger hits. It was more whose song hit the hardest when it dropped, when it came out. What you remember, and if you're not familiar with both sides, you're gonna pick the side you're more familiar with. You know what I mean? So during the battle, you had people talking about, well, Gucci keep talking about this and Gucci keep talking about that and Jeezy talking about real estate type stuff. Like, I get it. Jeezy made himself look and sound like the bigger person that night. I get it. But y'all also missing the fact that Gucci was just trying to be entertaining. That even went over Big Snow's head. Like, he wasn't. I think he was just so in tune on trying to be the bigger person. So nothing. Maybe he thought something would pop off if he went back and forth with him. I don't know, but I just think on Gucci end, it was all purely entertainment. There's no way he really have those same feelings, and then at the end, he's gonna big him up and then go to the club and party with him. And then nothing happened that night. Like nothing. There was no reports of no shooting, no fighting, no nothing. Nothing happened. They both went, did their thing, went and partied together and moved on. And they did it for the culture, man. They did it for us. They did it for the fans who wanted to see it. So everybody online arguing. And it's tough for me because when I see something, I just gotta respond to it. That's just the type of person I am. But it's only to put a different perspective on it. It's not for me to argue your point. It's just for me to get you to see from a different perspective. And sometimes when I have an opinion and somebody come on and give me a different perspective, I'll be like, oh dang, you know what? I ain't think about that. You might be right about that one. And then sometimes I'm just like, nah, that ain't it. It just depends. It depends on what type of perspective you bring in. Me, I'm looking at it in a more positive way. Like everybody want to point out the negative. I'm looking at it the positive thing. Like, all right, look, he agreed to doing it. So it was some type of conversation to have before they even got in the same room. Then on top of that, with them being in the same room, he did what he did, like I've been saying, entertainment purposes. But at the end, what did he say? Hey, Snow, look, no disrespect, partner, all love. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you, extending the olive branch. And for anybody who want to come kick it with us, we're gonna be at the club later on tonight. Both of us gonna be at the same club later on tonight. Come party with us. And they ended the song with playing So Icy. That's the only time I've been hyped to even hear the song. Because like I said, I didn't even like the song. I really didn't. But seeing them performing together live like that for the first time, man, that's big. We need to be celebrating the fact they even did it. Everybody trying to tear it apart and tear it down and try to pick and point, trying to pinpoint things that yeah, he played the truth, and yeah, he played what was the song, the first one he started off with, Gucci versus Jeezy, round one of Gucci versus Jeezy. Yeah, he played those records, but like I said, it was entertainment purposes. Even if he truly still felt a way about it doing it, it was still entertainment purposes because they both had other records they could have played that didn't get played. They both had records that still could have been played. And he chose those records. And I think he chose those records just for the simple fact that he knew it would get people talking the way that y'all are. Y'all just missing the point. Y'all missed the end goal of it. Y'all missed all of that. I have yet to have a conversation with anybody who understood that. I think I might have seen maybe one or two posts on Facebook where they got some common sense. Everybody else is, I knew the jokes was gonna come. I knew, I knew that type of stuff was coming. But I'm talking about like niggas is seriously missed the whole end game. Like nobody is talking about how Gucci bigged him up, Jeezy bigged him up. They went to the club together, even did the song together. Nobody's talking about the song. They performed So Icy for the first time since making the song and doing the video. From when we first, for everybody outside the South, right? I'm gonna say up north, our first time hearing these fools. Because I'm pretty sure in Atlanta, y'all, Atlanta and Alabama and, Louisiana, Texas, I'm pretty sure y'all been heard of these guys, before the So Icy record came out. But for us up north, that was our first time hearing it. So to see them perform it, since seeing the video, because they started beefing like right after the song dropped. Like the song dropped, they got hot off the song, and next thing I remember was they started beefing. I'm like, damn, weren't they just in the song together? So to see them do that, it was like classic. Like the verses was class. I don't think it's gonna be a bigger verses than that. The only one that might top it is 50 and Ja, and 50 already say he ain't doing it. He'll do it with Game, which I think that would be a dope battle. But as far as like the numbers and just the history involved around that, and I know him and Game got some history as well. But they already done pieced it up. They already cordial. They didn't already been seen in places, and it's been love. It's no drama. So the impact that Gucci and Jeezy have though, with them doing this verse together is what was needed. What Jeezy was saying when Gucci played after he played the truth. What Jeezy was saying was real, and I respected what he said because we are losing artists, and artists is getting injured. It's like an all-time high. Like I don't know what's going on, but seeing them do that was needed. Like the youngins need to follow suit. At least the ones who's beefing and is not really that deep of a beef. Like, bro, squash that. But yeah, I don't want to get too far off track. So this whole video was just to give a different perspective on it. Like people looking at it way, 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 way wrong. So instead of looking at Gucci and saying he's holding a grudge and he needs to grow up and stop being so immature, you got to put yourself in that man's situation, in that man's shoes, in the situation that he was in, because he might have forgave Snow. It might. I mean, come on, man. He did the verses. He bigged them up. They went to the club. Yeah, they still got stuff to talk about. But that verses might have opened the door for that, for them to have that actual sit down. Their own, red table talk would seem to be the the popular topic to use, or term to use, I should say. Red table talk. They probably need one of those, and just them too. They don't even need no cameras. We ain't even got to see that. They just need to talk that out. Everything ain't got to be for the camera, for the public, but they need to go somewhere, sit down, and really hash that out because it takes a lot. And maybe if Jeezy see where Gucci is coming from or how he felt when the whole situation went down, then maybe Jeezy can look at it and be like, you know what? I can respect that. Because to me, the beef wasn't that deep. Like it could have stayed on wax, and then once you leave it alone, time heals everything. So once you leave it alone, y'all probably been able to laugh at it because it was just on wax. But once you put a hit out on somebody of any sort, no matter what type of hit it is, you put money on somebody for somebody to go do something to that person. You now put them in a situation to where they have to play defense every day for the rest of their life. Because what if the next knucklehead decide, oh well, they couldn't do it. I bet you I can. You know what I mean? Like you don't know what else is going to come with that. So it's a lot harder to just say, oh, he need to forgive him. It's been 15 years. You need to forgive him. Y'all ain't talked to people in how long over something stupid? Stupid. Y'all done fell out over somebody done stole money. And I'm not saying there's little things, but compared to murder, compared to somebody coming to your house with guns and breaking in trying to steal your stuff, yeah, it's little. It's little. Y'all falling out over goofy stuff. But y'all want this man to forgive him. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's like I say, it's easy for Jeezy to be the bigger person when you the one who started the whole issue in the first place. Like, low key, he was acting like a female over a record. And when you look back, that So Icy song would not have fit in 101. 101 is perfect. It's a classic. No skips. No skips. And like I said, I didn't like So Icy, so that definitely would have been a skip for me. And it would not have fit within that album anyway. I don't even know why he was trying to get it. And you already had to deal with Bad Boy, so you had your Boys in the Hood group thing going at the same time as well. You was already gonna be lit, fam. You was gonna be good. So I don't understand why he was even that big of a deal. He said, no, all right, cool, move on, fam. Make another record. Or ask him if he'd, jump on a song that you want to do with y'all together, kind of recreate the moment, just a different record, and then put it on your album, fam. And it wasn't that deep over a song. So with you going back and forth in the beef, and at the end of your record, you decide, you know what? I got 10,000 on anybody who could bring me that chain or whatever the case may have been. Should have left it alone, man. So yeah, it's easy for Jeezy to play the bigger person. It's not that easy when you were the victim for you to get over something. Always remember that. And when you're the actual victim of something happening, it's easy for the person who victimized you to want to play the bigger person because it didn't happen to them. So they're not looking at it from that same perspective. And a lot of y'all ain't been through that. So y'all not looking at it through the same perspective. Y'all just stuck on, Jeezy growing up. It's easy for Jeezy to grow up. Gucci ain't sent nobody after him to kill him. Because I'm pretty sure if he would have sent people after him and the same thing would have happened, we probably wouldn't even have his verses. We probably would not have had his verses. Because had he sent people after him, who knows what would have happened after that? Jeezy probably wouldn't even be here. Or Jeezy would be like, oh, all right, it's on now. And Gucci probably wouldn't have been. Somebody would have ended up dying. Somebody wouldn't have been here. So I just wanted to come on. I don't want to make this video too long. I just wanted to come on here. I know it's a few days. It happened Wednesday. Today is Saturday. Literally Saturday this morning. I'm going to drop this as soon as I'm done. Y'all know me. I keep my videos raw and uncut. I don't edit anything. So the moment I'm done, I'm going to upload it. So by the time y'all see this, it's probably been about a good 30 minutes since I recorded it. But yeah, I just wanted to come on here and verbally give my opinion because, your translation and the meaning of what you're trying to say can get lost when people is reading it instead of hearing it. And a lot of the people I'm talking to is back at the crib, so I can't really just, talk to them. So I figure if I'm throwing the video, put it out there for everybody to see. Maybe everybody get a different outlook and a different opinion on what's going on. So, yeah, so mess with me, man. If you still don't agree, leave a comment down below. Like, subscribe, share it, do what you're going to do with it. But, yeah, man, appreciate it. Until next time.